All right, guys, we're back with another video, and today we're looking at a DC collectible. Well, it's not a figure, it's a vehicle, right? It's the Bat Pod from Hot Toys. This thing is pretty freaking sweet, and honestly, when they started announcing that they were going to be reissuing the Nolan trilogy figures, this and the tumbler were kind of on the list of things I actually did want to get. I missed out on those previously, so I did not want to miss out on this time. And I did get mine from Pop Collectibles, so if you want to pick yours up, link in the description below, discount code Patrol if you want to check them out. But I have this here, and I'm in an interesting predicament to review a vehicle from the Dark Knight trilogy, because I have no supporting characters to go on it to pose with. And you guys know I like my poses, so we're gonna have some fun with this one. We'll get into the posing section in just a little bit, but I thought we'd take just a moment to admire the detail and the paint applications and just all the little bits and pieces that are going on with this this bike, because it actually is pretty freaking sweet. As it spins around, you can see the lights right on the front, as it does take 2 AAA batteries, which is, you know, not included in the box, but nevertheless, pretty easy to install. You just got to pop off, as I zoom in here, you pop off this little center canopy there, pops right off, one screw, put the batteries in, and pops your uncle, you're good to go. So as this thing kind of spins around, I want to kind of take note of a couple things. I'm going to go ahead and hit the little stop button right there. And I really am appreciating the level of detail going on here, even with the guns and weapons and stuff going on the front of this thing, to the pillars, the frame. Every bit of it is actually pretty well done. The tires, actually rubber tires, which is pretty sweet. You can see like the level of detail in the tread going on there as they come off the front and the rear wheel of the actual tumbler. And then going kind of through this, there is a nice, I don't want to say it's metallic paint, but there's some shading going on to the paint. It's a nice high gloss on the canopy and the arm covers, I guess, handlebars, if you will. There's a nice high metallic with a little bit of shading. It's almost, if you've got the Deluxe Mandalorian, not the non-chrome one, obviously, then it's kind of got that little effect to the paint applications, which is actually pretty nice. The rest of it, not a whole lot of paint applications. Like they're on the knee section, I guess, which from what I've seen, the actual Batman figures that they have, the DX12 and the upcoming DX 19 or 20, I can't remember whichever one it is, the reissue one. I doubt it's actually going to be able to get, you know, posable in there, but we'll see whenever it shows up. We'll try to figure that out. But not a whole lot of paint applications going on there. Along with the middle section here, again, not a lot of paint applications. That being said, that doesn't bother me at all, because it's supposed to be a dark, stealthy type material, so I'm not expecting like a lot of vibrant colors or anything like that. However, some rust or some silver wash or some weathering of some kind would have been appreciated. I think that would have been a nice touch. Going down to the frame here with the rear tire, you can see we've got some nice silver pistons, and they're done nicely as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin this guy around just a little bit more. It's really interesting with this figure or this vehicle, noting that some of it actually has some die-cast pieces, which is actually pretty nice, right? But the frame itself has some die-cast parts. The rest of it is very, very plastic. Okay, so if you're expecting this to be like a tank, a super heavy vehicle, it's not that. Like the frame itself, like I said, there's some die-cast pieces in the frame itself, but other than that, pretty, I don't want to say flimsy, but you wouldn't want to drop it. You know, you wouldn't want to do that. It's not something you're going to maneuver around a bunch and just pop. Let me put it this way. If you're posing a figure on it, you're going to want to be careful. All right, I'll put it that way. There are some interesting points to this vehicle. One of them being these little red pieces right here. These are actually little pegs to stop the wheels from turning so it doesn't fall off your display. That is super genius, although I don't know why they're not black or silver or something. They're red, and they stand out quite a bit. In fact, you can still see the one there on the back. They stand out quite a bit, so I may go ahead and just paint mine either a silver or a black. That way I don't have to look at it, or I guess I could turn it the other way and you wouldn't see them. But you pop those out, the wheels do actually turn, so that's kind of a nice touch there as well. The handlebars, as we kind of zoom in on the handlebars in there, again, very flimsy. There is one strut piece that goes down. You just kind of see it going from the handlebars down, and it bends to the left. You got to add those pieces in there, plastic. They don't really sit in there all that great. The actual frame of the handlebars The down post right there actually is die cast, so that's nice. And pretty much the rest of the frame is die cast as well. But there's just a lot of pretty cool features on this thing. I'm gonna kind of spin this thing around just a little bit more as it goes around, but it's a display piece. This is not a vehicle like you're gonna get out, roll around, and you know, just have some fun with it in the, like you would maybe a Hot Wheels car or something like that. This is not that. You would absolutely break it. But there we are. There's the back footrest. A lot of detail going on there. A lot of little moving parts that actually don't move, but would move if it was, you know, in the film. But pretty cool. And I love the detail on the actual tire. Like, that's just, I don't know. That's just super cool. So I'm a big fan of that. But I'm going to try and have some fun with this thing. I don't know how we're going to actually be able to pose it. That's going to be interesting, again, because I don't want to break the thing. That would be super unfortunate, but we'll see what we can do. Like I said earlier, I don't have a Dark Knight trilogy Christian Bale Batman, but I do have Adam West and Boy Wonder Burt Ward. We've got some Bat people here from the 66 Batman and Robin show, and it's freaking awesome. So I figured, why not break these guys out? And in the meantime, I mean, I do have the Batman Beyond, and I have Harley, but I thought this would be a lot more fun, honestly. And you guys can let me know down below in the comments. But maybe these two, you know, they're debating, they're discussing how they can actually install the shark repellent. Like, where's it actually going to go on the Bat Pod here? And also, I mean, you got to remember that back in the day, you know, Batman would tell Robin that you know, responsible people drive the speed limit, and you don't want to, you don't want to go faster than that. So maybe they put a limiter on this thing. I don't know. So I'm just having fun with this thing. You know, I'm probably going to have mine displayed with these two just for comic relief for the time being, because I think it actually looks pretty cool, especially with the color contrast difference between, you know, the original Batman and Robin versus this stealthy, you know, night, you know, Dark Knight trilogy Bat Pod. And I just think it's a lot of fun. So we'll see what other kind of pose. I know this doesn't really count as a pose, but it counts as a display option. And, you know, that counts. Spending some time with this thing, posing a figure on it is a complete nightmare. I can't even tell you how much of a nightmare it is to pose something on this vehicle. It is quite a lot. Number one, those struts, those little plastic struts I was telling you about earlier, they just tend to pop off. They're not really secured all that great, in my opinion. The engineering on that side's kind of whatever. And then the physical limitations of a 6-scale figure to get any position on the Bat Pod that looks natural is nigh impossible. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm going to say this is more of a companion diorama piece than an actual, hey, I'm going to throw a figure in it and pretend like, you know, it's actually a scene out of the movie. I think everybody is probably on the same page thinking that the Catwoman that Queen Studios did, that statue, they absolutely nailed it. And when the Catwoman that comes out that they just are reissuing, then we'll attempt to do that pose on there. I don't know if we'll be able to or not, because I've never owned a Catwoman. But I do have this Harley Quinn, and I've got her seated up there on the Bat Pod backwards. For those that are wondering, I did that on purpose, backwards, where the feet up, 1 foot up, 1 foot there. That bend on the Harley, though, that knee is very unsightly when bent like that. It doesn't look all that great. But I still like Harley as a figure. I think it's a beautiful figure. The accessories are insane. So we got the bat up there. I've got her little pistol right there, and I just think she looks pretty cool up there. I don't know if I'm going to use her as like stay up there permanently. Mainly because that bend in that knee, I'm probably not going to do that. I don't mind the bend in the elbow in the back. That doesn't scare me too much because it's not anything crazy. The bend in the knee just looks weird. But for the purpose of this, I thought it worked, and we'll have a lot of fun with this thing. So, you know, the question's got to be, you know, would I recommend purchasing this? You got to be a Dark Knight trilogy. You got to have a vision for your scene that you're setting up. I think that's the main thing. If you're going to have Batman straddling this or Catwoman straddling this thing or next to it, you know, that might be a thing. You could put the upcoming Batman DX EMP Pulse rifle. You can kind of set it right there as a place for it. I don't have that, so I can't add it. But as far as a detail piece and a background piece to have in here, I really do quite like it. It's pretty awesome. It really is, and I'm a fan of it. So I'm glad I got it. I don't think it's like everybody needs this piece. I don't think it's one of those like you say, oh my God, kind of like the recent Miles Morales piece from Hot Toys. That figure, I think everybody should own that because it's just flipping amazing. But this one right here is a good companion piece if you're a DC, Nolan trilogy collector. I think this is a pretty awesome piece to have. So let me know in the comment section how you would pose this. I've seen some pictures of poses with Batman on it that look just god-awful ridiculous. So if there's actually somebody out there who posed one that looks natural, I'd love to see that, but I have yet to actually see one. So hope you guys like this. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this in DC world, because we got more stuff coming, and hopefully we'll get some other releases that we've been waiting on for a very long time. So if you haven't already checked out the Facebook group, do that, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and make sure that happened. We are going to have a video on the Batman and Robin, the 66 Batman and Robin. We're going to do a review on those very soon. Stay tuned to the channel for that. And we've got Zombie Deadpool, we've got Stormtrooper Commander, we've got anyways, piles of stuff coming in. If you haven't already subscribed, do that. As always, click what you like. See you next time.